Assalamu alaikum everyone. So day one of my backend learning journey, I was looking at this roadmap.sh and I found out this interesting problem, n+1 problem. After digging in all those free resources, I learned about this. So suppose you have two tables. One is categories table and there is item tables, and um, the task is list all of the items including the name of the category they belong to. So one approach will be get the list of the categories, which will be a one operation, and another will be looping over each of this category and querying for each category on the items table. So this approach, although it seems okay and understandable and visually yeah, it's understandable, but the problems happen when the architecture of the database. If it's a client server architecture, then the processing time, then from a server to database, if a request goes to the database and come back after processing on the database, the 90%, 95% of the time, almost 95% of this time taken to send the request, processing, and get the response from the database, this 95% time will take on the networking side, and the other 5%, almost 5%, will be on the processing of the DB. So if we do one operation, it will take this amount of time where the network time gets the most share, and for each of the n operation it will do the same thing. So that's it's a problem, although we can see that doing a small query will be beneficial for the response time and the performance, but for client server architecture it's not. You can send any complex query to the database on the client server database, and it will take this amount of time for one query. If it's a very complex query, it won't affect the performance, but the query is smaller, but you are sending the request to the database, then this thing will happen for every query, and it will consume a lot of time. So that's why it's called n+1 query. And suppose for this problem, if we just use a join clause, and then it will be a one query, and it will take only 1 unit of this amount of time. And this problem is happen only on the client server database, but if there is an embedded database like SQLite, then this won't happen, because on the embedded SQLite database the networking portion is not there. So you don't have to optimize this query. You can do anything you like and it won't affect. So thanks.